thing fucking focus? What is wrong? All right, what's going on, guys? It's Jev. Thanks for all the love on the last video. I was incredibly frustrated with everything, and I just said fuck it by the end of the whole thing, just quitting and everything, and I still got a whole bunch of love on that. I think that video actually peaked at like number 12 or number 13 on gaming or some shit like that, so thank you for that. If you're new here, subscribe. I upload every day except yesterday, and one of the days like a week after that, and then like 8 days before that. Shit's happening, okay? But mostly every day, okay? So yesterday, a patch ended up coming out. Actually, it's not even a patch. It's technically considered, even from them, a hotfix. 11.19.19 hotfixes. Hotfixes, they did a bunch of like rule sets and misspelling and other shit like that. Some ground war bug. You had to keep selecting your class over and over and over again for whatever reason. I don't know why. Challenges have been fixed. And then for the weapons, for the AUG. Now, here's the thing. So at the moment, I have the AUG gold, the P90 gold, and the MP5 all gold. All of these are gold weapons now. AUG gold, P90 gold, and the MP5 gold. So we finished out all the marksman rifles, all the sniper rifles, all the LMGs, all of the shotguns, and 3 of the SMGs now. We're getting closer and closer. Right now, I actually have an officer challenge where I need 1. And I mean just 1 attachment on my thing, and then I'm almost done. Now, here's the thing. My AUG ended up getting buffed about a day or 2 after I had just finished, you know, completing it. So, I'm not going to be able to use the thing. I'm not going to touch any of these weapons after I finish them out. After they hit platinum and everything, and basically after I get Damascus for everything, it's probably going to be a lot of strict sniping and then, you know, messing around with anything that gets changed, and that's it. So, I may come back to them, you know, once I got everything Damascus anyway, but usually I don't look back at the weapons after I completed them for this whole Damascus thing, just to be as efficient as possible. They increase its close range damage, mid range, and reduce its chest multiplier. Now, I don't know if that's considered like a hard nerf as far as the chest multiplier thing goes. From what I know, it's the 5.56 rounds, which I was using anyway. But it didn't, to me, it didn't feel like the AUG needed a buff. I mean, I was doing fine with it, but 725 got nerfed again. Now, I've made like 3 or 4 videos with the name 725 in it, and yeah, this is the 3rd time this thing is getting nerfed, and honestly, the last time I mentioned that this thing got nerfed, I just said, you know, honestly, fuck it, just hit it again or just remove it altogether. It looks like they hit this shit again. Small reduction to base weapon damage range. Small reduction, I don't really know what that means exactly, but sure. Significantly reduce its damage range added by its attachments. Small hip spread increase, and reduce the effective damage at the hip. And then they just randomly backhanded the shit out of the model 680. That's just disrespectful. I don't know what the fuck the 680 did to you, but the 680 was fine. Slight reduction of damage range with all range extending attachments. As somebody that has used this model 680, I would say that it's either the 2nd or 3rd best shotgun in the game. It didn't need this nerf. Even with all the range extending attachments on it, which I had on it and I ran for those hours that I was completing that gun, it did not need that, but whatever. So since the 725 basically got hit again, let's see if this thing is gutted. Let's see if it's really dead. Don't be missed, buddy. You really won't. I'm just saying that to sound nice, but you won't be missed. Maybe little Timmy that's camping in his fucking 16 story will miss it, but that's about it. Right, so we go Uzi and Platinum 725 secondary. We'll see how that 725 feels. I haven't used the 725 in days at this point. I haven't fucked around with it at all. And this is, I'm only putting it on at the moment just to test out this nerf, just to see. Now, before any of the nerfs came along, obviously it was ridiculous. Everybody was complaining about it. It got nerfed the first time. Most people said that it wasn't enough. After the 2nd nerf, I noticed a pretty sharp decline in the amount of people that actually use the 725. I've been running into it less. Now, that doesn't mean that it's complete shit. It just seems like people are finding other alternatives to it now. Probably because they can't blast people's family trees out of existence anymore. Hey, hop in, boys. I'm the first one in. I'm the pilot. We're gonna fly right over, okay? I think I fired those a little late. I forgot that I had to fire it myself, and there's already a tank up on the hill. Return to the combat area. Bitch, I am in a building!
We're taking Charlie. Allied UAV overhead. Securing Bravo.
What? Since this was just like a little patch, it's not a full-blown update. I think in the full-blown update, they're gonna have quite a bit more things to share, including what I think is supposed to be a tank nerf, which is gonna be incredible. Whoa, 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 whoa. How do you spell that? You ever just forget to spell a completely common fucking thing? I forgot how to spell fucking steak. What's going on? My brain is melting. Yeah, so there's gonna be bigger changes coming within this, you know, next week or so. I fixed some challenges and stuff. One thing I noticed yesterday is that my gun, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but my gun yesterday, at one point my MP5 wasn't tracking. I don't know why.
Securing Alpha. Holding Bravo. Counter UAV.
Oh, that was a pretty close hip fire and he didn't die. Mind you, this is with all the damage extending things on it as well. Hip fire doesn't seem nearly as consistent as it used to. Anybody that used to use the spaz from MW2 kind of understands what it's like to try to fire a weapon from the hip and notice that its range is actually really good from the hip. That's kind of how this used to feel, and now it's just gotten worse and worse and worse with each and every single nerf to it. So the nerfs are doing their job. It's definitely not nearly as strong as it used to be, given it's probably still really annoying to die by though. Ooh, okay, I think he was weak though. What you doing, Timmy? AC 130 time. I got really tired of the chopper gunner. I've been getting more and more consistent with getting streaks and shit like that, trying to find the flow in ground war anyway. It doesn't matter how many rockets you shoot at me, I'm not gonna go down. This thing never goes down. I say pretty mean things over the microphone whenever people kill me at times. Like, for example, your mother's mashed potatoes are terrible. Pretty sure the skill-based matchmaking shit that came out also is like, I don't think it applies to ground war, so you actually run into... It's weird. Ground war is probably the biggest departure from normal COD, but the matchmaking still makes it feel like a Call of Duty lobby. You have an AR standing on a rooftop shooting people with SMGs. Get fucking folded, bitch! Okay, we get it. You're aiming at me. You're not gonna hit me. I won't let you. You can sit here and keep on staring, bud. This is how I imagine shotguns to actually work. Like, you should destroy people within like 10 feet of you. Then outside of that, you want to like try to force them to get closer so they can be effective. I mean, listen, I'm all for all these 725 nerfs. Absolutely. I've gotten a bunch of kills with the gun before, gold or whatever. But at this point, I think it's balanced at this point, especially when maybe in a one-on-one situation, it still might be kind of strong because you could just blast it just like boom, boom. It's just for one kill. There's a bunch of other weapons in the game like that with small clip sizes that would melt one person. If they ran into more than one person, now they're not able to just straight up just like 1v5 and then just, you know, throw in their sleight of hand, just slapping a bunch of shells into the thing. And if there's shells, that means there's people dying. Whereas now it's like you have to be more accurate. You got to think about it. You got to, you know, move in a different way. You can't just run face first into people with the shit. It's a good nerf. The 725 got a good nerf. I'm gonna finish out the Uzi tonight and move on to the Bison. I don't really know how good these weapons are, but to me, the gameplay that I've seen for the Bison, it seems like a pretty good weapon. Like, it's pretty versatile. So I'm wondering if there's any unique attachments for it that, you know, you could turn it into like a nice long-ranged AR or like a super fast shredding firing SMG or some shit like that. And then the MP7 just, to me, seems like a better version of the Uzi, but we'll see by the time I get there. And then after the SMGs are done, then we move over to the assault rifles, and whew, this is gonna take a while. Assault rifles and the SMGs have a noticeably higher level cap across all weapons. See, my marksman rifles, they were all up into the level 50s, so that's kind of normal, but my sniper rifles, at the most, it went to 39 with the AX50. So I cleared those out pretty quickly. These were in the mid 50s, so they're pretty high. Almost 60 over here with the LMGs, so probably not that bad, really. The 50s for the shotguns as well. SMGs goes up to 57 with the AUG and stuff like that, unless the MP7 and others go up to 60 maybe. Yeah, the 725, I'm gonna take this shit off. I think it's done. It's not shooting little, you know, pillow pellets out of it. It's not doing that. It'll definitely still kill you, but it's just not broken and out of control anymore. You'll still definitely run into people that are using it, but I don't think you're gonna run into nearly as many people. It was noticeable after the last patch or last update or whatever, the last nerf to it. You can go and check it out for yourself, you know, just be happy that you're not getting blasted with it. You probably have already noticed it over the past few days if you've been playing. Public matches are kind of stabilizing now, I've noticed. People are tending to play a little bit faster. You still got like the campers and shit like that, but people have been definitely getting more and more used to the game. So I don't know if this big overhaul is still coming at the quote end of this month by November. That was just a rumor still, but there's supposed to be an update coming out quote this week. So I'm not entirely sure if that update is part of this big ass overhaul or if they're going to be separate things. Like this update will come out in 2 days and then you know, by like the 30th or 31st, whatever this month goes up to, that's when that big overhaul will drop, or they're gonna press it back and it'll never happen. I don't know. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about this whole thing with the 725 and what's gonna be happening with these updates and how the game is gonna change. And yeah, this is Jev, guys. Later.